Getting older and uglier by the day. This is true. So I'm thinking again. We're done looking at Anderson trailers now. That's fine. What was it? 2 weeks ago, it was Lego Pac-Man was my obsession to get it for $134. I missed out on a deal. I was not aggressive enough. Then I learned how to be more aggressive. And if it wasn't on clearance at this store, I should have took a picture of it, went to the other store, demanded the clearance price. They may have given it to you. So we learned that being aggressive and how it may pay to be more aggressive than to say, "Oh no, it's not here." Put your tail between your legs, walk out of the store. You can't do that. So another thing we learned to be aggressive was if it's out there, you better take it. If you can take it and turn it, take it. Take it. Even if you gotta throw it out again. Your junket motorcycles are racing. Take it. Because you're gonna lose your opportunity again. So you only have X amount of opportunities in your lifetime, in a year, in a week, in a month, whatever. You have X amount of opportunities. So take it. If you're dealing with someone else, another party, someone offering you a career or job, something like that, someone offering something for sale, whatever, that's a whole other thing, whole other thing of just taking that opportunity, because then you have to deal with someone, and that variable can greatly change. If you don't have to deal with many people, or you're just kind of dealing with yourself, that opportunity, actually, you'll see it yourself, you'll take it. It'll be a one-man show opportunity, and it's kind of less of a problem, and the success rate on that is like much higher than having to deal with somebody and deal with their plans and their hours and whatever, their price and everything else. That's why I got tired of selling stuff local for, because I got tired a lot of times of just dealing with people. And some people are very, very ignorant, and they wanted to show up when they wanted to, or they want to show up at this time, and it was just interfering with what I wanted to do. And then they would go, and there would be another person. My whole day was eaten up, and it was just bad. Another thing is sometimes when people are talking on the phone or talking to you in person, sometimes I like to glance at the clock, and I like to see how much time has passed in the conversation, and if you learn anything in that time, and if it was beneficial, because so many people will just talk crap, and it just doesn't really make any difference. They'll start going off like just on crap, like talking about like the Kennedy assassination and the president and this president and that president, just like crap. They're just what was on the news, like this crap, like this doesn't really apply to anything, but they'll just go off on it, and that stuff kind of just irritated me too. It's like stuff you already know, everybody knows. It's like really pointless. Really pointless. I can go on in my day not knowing, or not getting involved in just the stupid, yeah, that thing's loud. It's the stupid BS that goes on in the world. Hello. Say hi. So anyway, I sometimes look at the clock when I talk to people with for sale items or people on the road. I see how much time transpired in the conversation when it's said or done. Sometimes I think it's longer than it is, and it really isn't. And so, because I get afraid to talk to people with selling stuff or saying, "Oh, cool car and cool trailer," and "Yo, that's cool scrap metal pile," because sometimes they talk too much and blah 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 blah. And sometimes I just get tired and I don't want to talk that much. But I get afraid sometimes opening up a conversation because some people want a motor mouth, and I don't really want a motor mouth. I just really want like the basic information if they want to reveal it or not, and then I want to move on. That's about it. Like, how fast does your Hino tow truck go? Okay, that guy said it went 84 miles an hour. That's cool. You know, another guy, I was talking to him, I don't know, about his, where he got his scrap from, like a truck driver, and this guy today with a trailer. And now I know so much about trailers. And like literally about like a freaking 6 minute period, my knowledge on small utility trailers, which I always wanted, has went up like skyrocket with the slide lock, which I've seen. Now I know how they work, which I never did. I didn't even know what the hell they were called with the slide lock bowl. I just know the one that goes on the latch, and it's kind of crappy. And where to get a cheap trailer from, and the quality of it. So this is awesome. It'll be beneficial. Again, sometimes people like that, or the device, or the whatever you're looking at, is just put there by some unknown force, and it stands out. It stands out, and you should say something about it. That's what it is. When you don't say something, you're going to be limited. But that was put there for a reason, bright orange, for a reason, to match at that exact time in the universe for me to learn something. And if you start looking at around with things like that in the world, it's gonna turn off soon. Good. Instead of just concentrating on the BS, like, oh my god, another airplane crashed. And I did, another airplane did crash. And, you know, the other BS that just goes on, the news, the price of this, the price of that, whatever. You're just going to get suckered in. You're not going to learn anything. So, it's that. This camera makes my head look weird. What did his DIY haircut, though? He look bald now. We'll go back in a little bit. And that's the process, like I said in the last video. There's a process to everything. Process to where you want to go and what you want. Some people just think they could dive right into a project and it's going to work out. I learned that early on with vehicles. With vehicle repair, you think you can just dive right in and go, oh, I can go through this and I can go do this. And then a job just turns into a miserable mess that just goes on and on and on. I thought years ago I can change intake manifold gaskets on my old Chevy truck outside when it was 20 degrees outside, or it was like 19 degrees. And then it maybe got up to like 24 degrees. Guess what? RTV, that shit don't cure at that temperature. It does not cure at that temperature. You'll start up that engine, it will just blow out. So we learned that lesson. Do not use RTV when it's cold out. Do not do it. Make sure it's like at least 50 degrees out before using any kind of RTV silicone. So that was cool. Like, some people just think they can do that shit though, you know. Like, oh, it's gonna work. It's gonna work because I started it. No, not always. Not always. It's going to fail miserably if you don't have a good foundation. And to get a good foundation, it might take years, it might take decades for that to happen. Anyway, I think a trailer, though, if you figure out where to store it, it will actually be beneficial with what I like to do, and it could skyrocket my profitability on things. Because you always need a side hustle, no matter what. You need a side hustle, and you need a good side hustle. Then you need your main source of income. I lasted over 10 years, um, 10 years of bullshit income because I was extremely frugal and crafty, and I know how to stretch a dollar, and I know how to do a lot of things myself, and I don't pay for bills that people pay for, like, you know, like a lot of things that people go out and they spend money on. I don't spend money on it because I can piece it together myself for very little dollars and or free. So, and I do it over and over and over again. Or I find something that somebody else had and then just turn it, and then I use that money to go something else. Just like it's just a big endless loop. But now the last couple of years, it's just been terrible with that, with the sales. I'm petting my arm; it's itchy. So, um, petting my arm. So it's been terrible with the flipping stuff, but it's coming back a little bit. In the last couple of months, anyway, it's coming back. I think I was been shadow banned on the internet. Maybe, I don't know, but it's coming back. We're not getting frustrated about it. And there's also other ways. We changed our selling ways, and I said if I can't really turn stuff so good to people anymore, I'm holding on to it for months and months and months. Instead, maybe I should just let it go and scrap it. And then I do. And then again and again. Now I'm doing these micro scrap runs. I did two. I did one week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, and I did one today or yesterday where I met the Home Depot trailer guy. It was awesome. Freaking orange trailer. If I ever get an orange Home Depot trailer for $1,000, I'm gonna go. Well, he was funny too. The story he had too. Another guy was looking at it, but he didn't have $1,000, and he did. So he says, "You gotta have the money." I go, "Damn right you do." Some people don't have $1,000 in there. That sucks. I remember those days. I only had $300. I still got a couple $1,000 to go spend. Garage is cleaning up. It's mostly car parts back there and gas cans. It's cleaning up. Don't tell me the garage is messy, because the garage is cleaning up. It's a whole lot better than what it used to be, and it's more useful stuff than useless. And there's a lot of projects that have to be done to use up the inventory, and then there'll be less stuff. So that's the other thing. I'll get there though, piece by piece. And I was more concentrated outside, and the floor over here is more concentrated on, which is still messed up. I took some crap out of the truck. Like, that has to be scrapped out. That oil has to be changed in the truck. These straps got to go back. This printer needs a buyer, or has to get trucked off to my other place. That's fluid for the other truck that can be all consumed. That needs to find a better spot. But yeah, it's getting better in here. That's a dehumidifier that somebody claimed didn't work. I'm probably going to sell it. That's pretty cool. I like when it happens. Now you can go take your drawers off and sell them to your fans for probably about $15. Somebody will go smell your poop panties. So that's that. What am I gonna say? Keep on turning it, even on micro runs. Anyway, eventually, when I clean out more stuff, we should be able to actually have a more profitable scrap run, because our truck's gonna have way more room in it. Say hi. Say hi. What about another thing? How about this on the internet now? The internet now, people are fixated on the news and other nonsense BS, and you run into these random people, and they're talking to you about the government and the president and the other bullshit news and this news, and you really just don't freaking care, because all that BS, you know it or not, it's not going to change you any. It's not going to make you $1. It's not going to increase your knowledge. All that stuff is going to keep you down. It's totally useless information and time waste. That's why I got off social media for. I stopped reading the news. Actually, when I was younger, the news used to affect me mentally, and it used to make me very angry, especially when I was young, when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I probably stopped reading the news when I was about 21. I had enough. I was more fun with the car stuff in the car shop. Always thinking about what I do with the car. So that didn't last too long, and then I got to a much more happier person doing that. But yeah, the news was gloom and doom, and it was with the freaking gas prices and analysts, and the gas prices and the analysts, and I realized right there that the analyst and the gas prices and blah 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 blah, and I was totally broke. I couldn't afford anything. I didn't understand how to do a side hustle when I was 17, 18, 19, 20, probably to about 21. So the news used to make me go crazy. And I kind of thought it was just the end of the world. Well, I didn't really think that, but it affected me like almost mentally about that and how I wasn't able to achieve what I wanted to do, and I was a constant struggle and grind because I didn't understand the market. And the guy used to come by every day or 2 times a week in a old Ford and used to collect all the scrap metal up and over his truck. And I said, "Who the heck's this guy? Mexican guy?" But you know what? He was put there for a reason because he was actually making money even when the gas prices were $4.99 in New York or whatever the hell it freaking was, 49. I don't know. It was a lot back then. And he was going around and scrapping out the stuff, making cash money. I could have been doing that. I was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Could have been doing it. Would have made a fortune. So yeah. Do things in the what's the word? I'm so freaking tired from the heat. The non-standard. I was going to say to do things in a non-standard way. Because when you do things everyone else is doing, you're just going to fail like them. So, it is what it is. If it's $1, it's $1. If it's $2, it's $2. If it's 20, it's 20. My really goal is to hit that $20 mark. That's what my goal is. If you can hit the $20 mark 14 times, that's $280, I think, a day. I think. If you do that 7 days a week, all year long, that's like $102,000 a year. It's just that simple. It's only $280. Anyone can do it. I always laughed at that. You get a tow truck, you can do that super easy. You can do that really super easy with a tow truck. You can probably get 4 cars a day and pull in $280 a day. You won't even have to work that long. Maybe sometimes you could probably do that under 5 hours a day. You can probably pull in your $280 or more. And your truck's paid, the fuel's paid, whatever. You know, it's not a bad deal. After everything, you know, what the fuel, what the insurance costs, you'll make $280 a day, 7 days a week, and you'll be on your way to a fortune. Sometimes maybe you can even double it on a good day. You just don't know. You just got to take that opportunity though when it's there, because the opportunity won't be there forever. That person won't be there. That opportunity won't be there. That piece of crap on the side of the road won't be there. You got to take it. You got to take it and do something with it, because that was put there for a reason. That knowledge was put there for a reason. The weird guy with the Home Depot trailer was there for a reason, telling me how to get a cheap heavy duty trailer for $1,000, like a real heavy duty freaking utility trailer, like good. That's what I want. It was cheap shit, small but sturdy, with pine boards. So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So it's pretty cool, and they're pre-beat up already too. They're a little scratched up and stuff. I like that. I like that look. I don't want perfect stuff. It's just gonna get messed up anyway. So that's that. Hopefully someone buys the. I think they're in Tampa, or like South Tampa, somewhere around there. Probably like St. Pete, maybe. He said they live an hour and a half away. They might. I don't know. I think I did that run about an hour and a half. Maybe they were in Sarasota. I don't know. Bradenton. I don't know. But hopefully they buy this storage thing. I was gonna throw it off the back of the truck and scrap it, but something told me to not do it. And then when I come home, I have an email, and somebody wants to buy the freaking thing, and I'm like, wow, that's a shocker right there. If somebody wants to buy it. So, and I sold another item. I found it in a dumpster, this little plastic piece. I think I net $22.80 something cents on it. So, you know, it's $20. 20 is trying to get that goal of $20, man. $20 in scrap on the side of the road, $20 in a sale. You know, maybe you make $40 off something. Okay, so now you get two 20s. Just keep the $20 figure going, and you'll be okay. I'll be okay. It's gonna be a little work. A little work. But we'll get there. And be frugal, fix what you can, do everything that you can do yourself when you're still able to. Luckily, my hand is a lot better. I sliced that thing bad, that thumb over there, real bad. Was it over? No, it was this side. It was the inside edge. Inside edge was real deep, right there. That was May. The guy should have gave me another stitch, but another wire, but he didn't. It would have been better. And you see the scar still on the bottom. The big white thing is still there. It was really, really deep. But that thing was all messed up and split open to the way bottom to around the corner. And that messed me up for like that messed me up for many, many months. I can finally use tools now for over 2 hours and my hand doesn't ache. I used to last 20 minutes and my hand started aching. So the car project is just terrible. And I used to drop bolts all the time and stuff. But this edge is freaking coming back to life, like pretty damn good. I can feel it. It used to be all numb over here. Even when I cut my fingernail, I can feel it now in the corner. So I'm just thankful to God that it might actually come back. And I can use my freaking hand like pretty good. So that backlogged me for like a year, and I already was backlogged for a year, maybe 2 years. I was backlogged probably for about 2 years. It was it's freaking bad. But what the weird thing is that you can fix your backlog, even if it's years. You can fix it, like, or a lot of it, within like a 3 to 6 month period. You can fix a lot of it if you just keep on going and try to get like at least 1 to 2 things done a day. So it's not too bad. People that eats people up like a backlog, and they have things to do, and this is broken, and that project has been sitting there, and blah blah blah. I don't give a shit. I don't know. I'll just say I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. Sure enough, there'll be one day where you actually get around to it. It has to be a methodical process though to get around to it. My goal was since January. Well, actually no, since November I started. Since November I started on off was to just sort everything and go through it methodically, find the useless and the useful stuff, and get rid of the useless stuff. And if it had value, try to list it for sale. And I did do that. And I had a lot of items that weren't listed for sale. So that took probably about a month to have them all listed on a I could have did it sooner, but doing more than like 6 listings a day was just too much. My phone was filling up with all the pictures because it was like, I don't know, I was taking a lot of pictures of each item, at least like 6 to 8 pictures. So it was filling up. And then I also got bummed out. I'm like, oh, nothing's selling. But I just kept on posting. I got 170 listings. I had more. I had like 178. But I'm probably, when I get to it, hopefully I can go out and list some more stuff. And just keep on listing and listing till I get to about 200 listings. And yeah, it'll go. It'll go. Keep the price affordable and send it down the road. As long as you can hit that $20 mark or across some items, a $20 mark. Across like 2 items, 3 items, something like that. You're doing okay. So that's that. And have patience and have an organized or semi-organized for sale pile. But you have to go through everything methodically. That's what it is. You just can't be careless. You can't have your rage. You can't have your anger. You can't do everything. It's just stupid if you do that. You're just extremely stupid. Go down the road and say, I'm just going to buy everything new and I'm going to do this. No, that's not going to solve anything. That's not going to solve anything. You got to go through everything methodically. And you will keep on shrinking and finding things of value and things of not value, things that their popularity has just gone to the wayside. And if it's old and broken, just hawk it. Hawk it. I try not to be a wasteful person, but you have to sometimes. Anyway, and lower, the only thing you should bring home too, which I learned, is things, get the best things that you can get, that you can bring home of value. Do your research before it follows you home. Either purchasing it, someone giving you it, or even just finding it in the trash on the side of the road. Only bring home good stuff. I brought home a lot of junk, and it just took too much time to go through the junk, and I wound up just throwing it out or scrapping it, taking it apart, breaking it down, and scrap, 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 scrap. So that time it was a mistake, but we were just scraping the bottom, thinking we were doing something, when in time we were just kind of filling our time and wasting energy and everything else. But we learned we won't do it again. In order to change your whole ways, you have to do bad things, and then you would readjust the knobs and do it right. So it's all go in time. It'll all go in time. I think I'm going to turn this thing off because I don't want to hear that all night. We still have to find our LT1 injectors and try to sell them. That'll be worth something. Trying to get some more sales. My local listings are only 1 page now, which is cool. Not even a full page. It used to be 2 pages of stuff. That was crazy. And it took way too long to repost it every time. So there's progress to be made. What else do we have to do? We got like 5 things outside we got to take apart and do something with. Oh shit, we could have used this box pile over here and a couple things. We got to go through this box pile because we got to use these as shipping boxes. There's a couple things over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like, I don't know, 12 shipping boxes that we have to use because that's all empty stuff, the eBay stuff. We got to go through here a little bit and find some more useless crap. All that 18 volt DeWalt stuff I want out of here and gone. Sold by 20 volt stuff by the end of the year. Upgrade it with brushless 18 volt stuff. We'll get there. Yeah. Popularity of your item. It all changes with time. Now Windows 10 will be out. Oh, sorry. Windows 10 will be out in October. That's going to be another problem with the computer. I might huck this generator, man. I still have a little bit of fuel left from when I filled up the pressure washer. I don't know. Might huck it. Try to. People say it's all mine. Nothing on that bottom shelf is mine, and nothing past those oil bottles is mine. That's not mine except for the wires. I don't know what that is. Everything is very, very poorly organized in here, and has been. It's just been like basically like a dumping ground for 15 years, and then other stuff has been dumped in this small area that wasn't dumped on. Even outside was the same way. So if you think you can solve that, in 15 days, 15 hours, 15 minutes, it's just comical. It's like, where is your mind if you think that's possible? It's not possible. Do I have those heavy-duty bolts in here? No. You gotta look at that. Even this is a mess, man. Like, what the hell is all this shit in here? I don't know. There gotta go. We'll get it, though. Because every corner needs its work. That's what it comes down to. And it will be perfectly fine. And things will work out. It'll just take time. And we have to go fix the truck, which is another nightmare. Maybe the truck kind of finally broke for a reason. But all that stuff can go inside the wagon. Printers are in the way. Other things are in the way. I'm just tired of having to move stuff to do stuff. It's been a process like this freaking can. When the freaking can rolls under the freaking thing, it's just such a bitch to get to because you have no freaking room. I'm so tired of it. And eventually it will all just come to an end when the outgoing process stops, but in the meantime, it's still here. But piece by piece, dollar by dollar, it will be out of here. It'll be a good thing. It takes time. Yeah, definitely. The only thing that I'm bringing in now is recyclable material. Only thing I've really been finding is steel, and a lot of things I have been leaving, which is steel, because they've been extremely bulky and they have no weight. I will pick it if it is not bulky, but it has weight. I'll do that instead. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully more things sell. That's all I can say. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant about the state of things. Just don't be an idiot and don't think that stupid stuff, the news, who did what, whose nose is big, who's green, who's fat, who's skinny, who has the light up shoes, who has the lifted pickup truck, who has the loud subwoofers. All this crap matters because it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's that. I'm out of here. Hopefully some more things sell. Just can't wait though when they get rid of most of this oil. You know, we gotta keep some oil on hand. Most of the gear oil, most of the transmission fluid will look a lot better. That shelf, I think I'm gonna scrap out a lot of nuts and bolts on it. Yeah, needs time. Needs time. It's still dry out. It's terribly hot out. But you can still do stuff a little bit. Anyway, I think I'm exhausted for today. It started off as a day of feeling like crap, and we redeemed ourselves and redeemed our day, and we actually made a couple bucks. Sold items to the scrap iron yard. Learned about trailers. Learned about couplers, and I got more ideas in my head, which could be helpful for the future. Anyway, things aren't so bad. It's only as bad as what it's gonna make it. And I don't know. Keep on trucking. Speaking of trucking, no one's hiring. There's a cool video about how bad the trucking industry is now. It's pretty bad. It's just not the same as it was. Meh. Anyway, figure out something. I have no regrets because I can always get your own truck. Only thing I do have to work on though is getting that manual restriction off. That screwed me on a lot of applicants. Like I can't work for the scrap iron yard. All their trucks are manual.